Jason Tatum, before he was a top NBA rookie and a freshman standout at Duke, he was a McDonald's All-American back in 2016. And hey, Donovan Mitchell, not a McDonald's All-American, but he might end up being Rookie of the Year, so says Paul Pierce, leads all rookies in scoring with more than 20 points a game. NBA Countdown starts now.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, presented by Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Welcome inside Studio H here in LA. Mr. Paul Pierce is alongside Coach David Fizdale. I'm Rachel Nichols. All right, so one of us up here was a McDonald's All-American in 1995. Can you guys guess who? No? Was it you?
I'm an American. I eat at McDonald's.
That must be you.
Oh, man, it seemed like so long ago. It was centuries ago.
We have video. Y'all just wait until later in the show. All right, we're going to get you set here for a matchup between the Celtics and the Jazz. Utah fighting to stay alive in a very tight Western Conference playoff race, and Boston, I think, just trying to stay healthy. But first, the MVP race may be more of a race than we thought. Well, let's take a look at LeBron James in action tonight in Charlotte in front of Hornets owner Michael Jordan, which is fitting because his 22 first-half points tonight tied him with MJ's record, 866 consecutive games scoring in double figures. Just another accomplishment for LeBron in year 15, and when the Associated Press asked him who he thought was this year's MVP, he said, quote, "I would vote for me." The body of work, how I'm doing it, how we've got so many injuries, things of that nature, guys in and out, to be able to still keep this thing afloat, I definitely would vote for me. Fizz, that is your guy. What do you say?
He's got an argument. I give him that, because you look at his numbers and what he's been doing this year is spectacular. And those guys are still obviously deep into the hunt, but I still got to go with James Harden right now. I just think that he's gotten Houston to a #1 seed right now. He's playing at an incredibly high level for them, obviously first in scoring, third in assists. So I'm still rolling with Harden right now. But, gosh, you can't deny what the guy is doing in his 15th year. It's pretty special.
Yeah, without a doubt, LeBron, he puts up numbers. And even last year, you look at his numbers, they were great, but not as great as they were this year. But you could give him MVP pretty much every single year.
But you're not giving him MVP.
But
he hasn't
that's
won in
based
5 years.
on the criteria. We look at the player mostly with the best record, the best player on the best team. Now, we didn't have that last year because Westbrook had a historic year. I mean, how many times does a guy average a triple-double? And this year, the player that fits the criteria is James Harden, the best player on the best team.
Well, look, I have a vote. I'm going to use that vote for James Harden. I've said it on TV. He is my MVP this year. But I am interested in the fact that this has sort of turned into who is having the best season every year award. I think that there was a time in our league before sort of the rise of advanced stats where we judged people more holistically. Now we kind of judge them as like who is having the best stats, the best season this year. That's James Harden. There's no doubt about it. He is the MVP, so I'm not saying anything other than that. But, yes, you say you could give LeBron an award any year. We're not giving him an award any year.
I mean, he puts up gaudy stats. But
Are you comfortable in the last 5 years? There's no way to sort of say this is the guy who's been the best player in the league?
The history will say it, though.
Yeah, historically, I mean, when it's all said and done, LeBron will be up there with Michael Jordan. But when you talk about just one individual season, like last year, how do you not give Westbrook the MVP? The year before that, Steph Curry on a 73-win team, how do you not give him MVP?
But this is how you run into this problem. And I've been saying on TV now for 2 years.
He's going to be rewarded at the end of his career as one of the top 2 or 3 guys all time.
2 awards. We should follow suit of the NFL. We should follow suit of the NHL. We should sort of separate out here who's having the best season in any given season. And in my view, there should be a larger award for sort of who's the best player in the league right now. And by the way, I might say the best player in the league right now is LeBron. You wouldn't necessarily say that. Who do you think the best player in the league is right now?
Well, overall, LeBron is playing just overall. We're talking about because you look at the stats. Yeah. I mean, yes, LeBron points, assists, rebounds. He's showing that. But if we're talking about a guy, and we talked about this a minute ago, who do you want with the ball the last 3 minutes of the game, and you got LeBron, KD, or James Harden? Now, my guess is you might not want LeBron for the first 2 picks when the game's on the line as compared to these two other guys,
so
based on their offensive repertoire.
So this is interesting to me. You would pick KD, you told me.
Now, if we're
right?
saying that LeBron is the best player, why wouldn't we want him over KD and James Harden in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game?
You're the one who is saying you think the best player would be KD. Who do you think the best player would be?
I think KD is the best closer.
Okay.
I think overall player,
if you're
I think LeBron is the overall best player.
Why don't you, if this is the best player in the NBA, why don't you want him closing the game?
I think there are a lot of people who would want him.
Of course, there's going to be a lot of people. There's an argument, but I think most people would say closing out a game, you probably want Kevin Durant.
Right. So to me, but again, you're not saying James Harden.
But I got to think about this.
It's interesting that we're talking about two different things.
James Harden also, you talk about numbers. You said it earlier. He's playing with Chris Paul now. Think about what his assist numbers would be without Chris Paul on that team. I mean, with the ball in his hands 100% of the time, his numbers would be off the charts. So, you know, he's still playing at such a magnificent level next to a guy who's getting 8 or 9 assists a game every night.
James Harden had a better season last year and didn't get MVP.
Right.
He had a better season last year. He led the league in scoring, or was 1 or 2, and led the league in assists and didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I think it's rewarding that he gets it this year.
Again, I'm going to vote for James Harden, but I think it's interesting. We should be looking at a little bit of, hey, should we do this more like other leagues do it? Because we're talking about two different